In this video, we are going to talk about switch snowboarding. Now, if you don't know what switch snowboarding is, right now I am riding regular. My left foot is forward. So switch snowboarding would mean my right foot is going forward, and that's my natural way of snowboarding. Switch is riding your unnatural way. So if you are a right foot forward always snowboarder, that means you're a goofy snowboarder. So left foot forward would be your unnatural way, meaning you are switch snowboarding. So I am left foot dominant, meaning regular rider. So riding switch would mean my right foot is now my lead foot. So when learning to ride switch, one of the best times of the year to do it is early season when there's not much open. I've already done like 6 laps on this run. So now by riding switch, I have something new to work on, something to practice on. Now this I would consider basically a bunny slope. It definitely gets a lot more mellow and becomes a bunny slope, but always start on a mellow slope. You don't want to try to learn how to ride switch on something super gnarly because that's just going to cause a bad time. So when we are learning to ride switch, what a lot of people do is they're like, well, I can snowboard like fast and straight, so I'm going to do that riding switch. And I don't recommend that, because what's going to happen is you're going to start riding switch and then you're going to get uncomfortable and you're going to make a brain fart or something like that. You're probably going to catch an edge. So just like we did when we first learned how to snowboard, if I'm going to start riding switch, what I recommend is doing the basic like J turns. So like I'm riding switch right now, I'm going to go straight, and then I'm going to J turn, and then I'm going to try and take these a lot longer, ride a lot longer, and then I'm going to J turn, because at any point I get nervous, I can always just go back to my comfortable side, my comfortable direction of riding. So a lot of J turns on the heel side and also the toe side. Go down, stop. And you got to remember the basics. Like if I am riding straight and I want to go to my toe side edge, I'm going to put pressure down on my front foot, which is going to turn me this way. Or if I want to go to my heels, I'm riding switch, I'm going to lift up my lead toes. It's going to start turning my board, and then I can now stop. So once we start dialing in being able to stop switch, that's when we can start doing, okay, I'm on my toes. I'm going to lift up my switch foot, swing around. I'm going to put pressure down. I'm going to go on my toes, and I'm just going to constantly keep practicing the very, very basic fundamentals of snowboarding while switch. Now, another big thing when we go from being a confident regular rider to, or like our normal way of snowboarding, and then trying to ride switch, is we want to make sure that when we get into the switch position, we stay in the proper body position. A lot of people, when they start trying to learn how to ride switch, they revert back to this really open lead shoulder look right here. So they're snowboarding down and they're in this very vulnerable up tall body position. Remember to keep that lead shoulder closed. We kind of open it when we're turning, but we're not fully open, and we don't want to be bending over like this when we're riding switch. We want to still be standing tall so we can put our hips over the edge that we're standing on when we're riding switch. I'm trying to think of the other talking points for switch riding, but the real thing with switch is start every run with it. If you want to get better at riding switch, I highly recommend starting every single run with it. So you get off the chairlift, you strap in, you show everyone the Rad Evolution sticker that you just purchased off of my website, which is linked in the description, and then you're here. Let's just pretend this is the start of the run. I'm going to drop in switch. Whether I prefer my heel side edge when I'm switch or my toe side edge, I'm dropping in switch. I'm going to try and snowboard until I get scared, or I don't think I can do it anymore, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to go to regular and start riding. The next run that I do, I have to get past this spot with my switch snowboarding. I have to force myself every run to go a little further with my switch snowboarding, because it's so easy to just show up and be like, never mind, I don't want to do it. And then you never do it. But if you started every single run, and most runs start super mellow. So if you start every single run on the mellow part of the run, riding that switch, and then I can't make this turn switch, I'm going to go back to my regular edge, and I'm going to go around the turn that I couldn't do while I was riding switch. And maybe I'll finish the run now regular, or we're back to a cat track. I'll go back to switch, and I'm going to ride the rest of this cat track on my switch edge. But trying to mix in riding switch throughout the whole run, the Winter Park crew survives are so awesome. But if I can get more parts of each run done on my switch edge, it's going to help my overall ability. I can start doing 180s and landing switch, or I can start doing jumps and landing regular but taking off switch. So being able to ride switch is huge, and eventually the more you do it, sometimes I forget if I'm riding switch or regular. I'm just snowboarding and then I'm ripping, and you'll be making, you know, really good long turns on your switch edge through practice and time. A lot of people don't want to give switch the time of day. See, I mentally did that revert to regular because I wanted to be on my toes coming around here. But if I wanted to do that same type of turn going the other direction, I would have went to my switch toe side edge. So riding switch has a ton of perks, and it's honestly, it's so important. But just know that when you do ride switch, you got to be patient. It's going to take time. Just keep practicing it. Hi, how you doing? And over time, you'll be a master at switch. Hope this video helped you. If it did, hit the like button, subscribe. And with that, as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. YouTube really wants you to watch the video at the end of this one. It really hand selected that video for you.